Hello everyone, Warren Phillips here. So excited to share with you some of my hacks, tricks, and tips to a non-toxic home and even a non-toxic body. We're gonna start here in the kitchen, and then we're gonna move to my gym where I'm gonna give you some additional strategies on detoxification and health in your home, because part of creating a non-toxic home is creating a non-toxic body. And then we're gonna move into my workspace and work area and some of the strategies I have there, and some of the equipment I even have in that area to help create a non-toxic home and a non-toxic body. Well, let's start in the kitchen, and the best place to start is right here in the oven. Now, there's some dangers with ovens that sometimes are known and unknown. One of the unknowns is what you cook in. Cooking for 3 or 4 hours in aluminum, and that's all you have for your chicken or your turkey, please get rid of it. That aluminum does leach into your food pretty heavily, and over time that's not good. A little bit of aluminum exposure, your body can handle a small amount of it, but if you're doing it all the time, it's just not good for you. So, and then also cooking in the non-stick world, that's not good either. So use glass or ceramic, and there's a lot of great tools today to do that. And in cleaning the oven, if you don't have a self-cleaning oven that requires a chemical to clean, the Easy Off days, whatever the names of those products were, they were super toxic. They attack your lungs and larynx. I've lost my voice cleaning my home when I left college. I remember losing my voice for 2 or 3 days because I put way too much of that cleaner on there. Hey, I just turned that on. So the next thing I want to move to is some of the cleaning products you use in your home to create a non-toxic home. Really important, especially if you have children. We have 2 little girls. They touch, put their hands, and eat just about everything. So whatever you're putting on your counters, on your floors, those are going to get into your children. They're going to collect in dust, if there's particles, if you're killing off all the bacteria in your home. You don't have a good healthy microbiome in your home. So having a microbiome or good bugs throughout your home help decrease sickness in your home, sickness in your children, and obviously it helps create the microbiome on your body. There's a study done where the microbiome that's very similar to everyone in a home is your feet, because everybody picks up bacteria, and so in a family, our microbiome on our feet are going to be very, very similar, because the bugs that are on our feet are the things that we're all walking on constantly. That keeps our foot at the same type of microbiome. But our guts, our skin, those things are much different, and they're very important, so we don't want to kill them off. And speaking of killing off microbiome, a lot of moms, myself, dads, we want to make sure our kids are crystal clean on their hands all the time and put the Purell and just wipe off all the germs that are on their hands. But those germs are actually really important because they're not germs. There's a lot of good healthy microbiome on your hands that help fight off the bad guys when you're touching bad things at the time. Now, I'm all about washing hands, but I'm not about using harsh, even essential oils that kill off everything on your hands. Just a natural based plant extracted soaps. This Dr. Bonner's, it just has shiitake, white grape juice, olive oil, coconut oil, hemp oil, and palm kernel oil. There's no essential oils in this that are antimicrobial. There's a time and a place for a tea tree oil, especially when you're traveling, but you don't want to be doing that all the time and every day. And one of the other tricks that I use, just use dish soap. Use it in your dish dispenser. You can use it for both your hands and your dishes. Veggie wash for your non-organic, that's a great thing to have if you're having non-organic food in your home, especially apples, cauliflower, broccoli, things like that aren't organic. But make sure you buy the things that are organic, especially with the pesticides. They cause cancer. They affect genetic expression. Things like strawberries, the toxic top 10, if you will, in fruits. And I'm sure someone explained that in another video. A nice natural all-purpose cleaner that we like to use, I see something like fresh citrus, I get very scared because that to me means fresh citrus scent, and that could be fragrance. But as you turn it over, it's just an organic citrus oil, and sodium citrate is a healthy preservative, nothing bad in here. So that's doesn't have a ton of harsh, again, essential oils in it that kill off all the good bacteria as well. Not saying don't do that every once in a while, or if you have, everyone's sick in the house, but I really don't like to use too many of that because I don't want to kill off all the good healthy microbiome. And I'm all for essential oils. We have hundreds of bottles of essential oils, so we love this stuff. But I just don't want us to overdo it, when we're doing stuff like that. So glass cleaner, you can use vinegar and water. You can use vinegar and water and alcohol mixes. But here's just a nice glass and surface cleaner. Not much in it, just a few ingredients, plant-based, no formaldehydes, nothing toxic. So really just look at the ingredients. Look for fragrance and perfume. You don't want that. Speaking of which, this floor soap, we used to use it all the time. We still do. But they changed their formula on us. I'm like, hon, what is that smell? It's perfume. They added a fragrance, perfume. To me, that means Fragrance Warehouse, even a non-toxic company like this could slip that in. I'm not sure if their fragrance or perfume is non-toxic, but when I see fragrance or perfume, I usually run the other way. If you wanna, let's move on to last one. We have a Granite, nice natural Granite cleaner. My wife loves this smell, the essential oil in here. I do not, but that's okay. We may compromise in our homes just like you do. For a healthy home is a healthy marriage, by the way. So that's really important, as you know. I hope I got some laughs out of that one. And you remember Soft Scrub and Comet and products like this. Here's a nice natural alternative by eCover. Not 1,000% perfect, but really, really good. I really like this product. Now let's go to another toxic area in your home, especially when you have children. I have a little 3-year-old about this high, and you're using all the latest and greatest non-natural dish soaps in your home. And you open up your oven. This one just was done, not your oven. Open up your dishwasher. Feels like an oven in here with all the heat. Now this is a big toxic plume coming out in your home, and I forget what the research is, but it literally can fill your whole house with toxins because this thing is off-gassing all of those chemicals. And if you, especially when you open up like that, you're really exposing your children and yourself. Don't do it. It's not worth it. We found ways to have great, just get good dishwashers, and they just clean great with just natural soaps. And I think we have some over here. We just happen to use these eCover ones that are really good. eCover Zero, we love those, and then the scrub. So I talked about that, and if you want to get rid of the spots on your dishes, this Wave Jet is a good product as well. So we're detoxifying our home from cleaning, not overkilling the bugs in our home, the healthy microbes and bacteria. We have a microbiome, your home has a microbiome that you share, and you don't want to essentially take an antibiotic and Clorox the whole place. That's not a healthy home. That's not a non-toxic home. That is an unhealthy microbiome. It's an unhealthy home. So let's move on to some of the cookware that we use. This is also non-toxic for a non-toxic home. The most non-toxic you can get is ceramic. There's just nothing toxic about this stuff. Not made with lead. It's just clay. It's baked. It's super non-toxic. It's not the best for cooking. We use it for some things, but it's a little bit tough. Now you get a good cast iron pan, and if you season it right, it becomes non-stick. Really good. It does have inorganic iron that your body can't process, so you don't want to be scraping it and getting a lot of inorganic iron that can build up in your body and your cells. But if you're doing it right, these are a great non-toxic product, and they're really great to cook in. They distribute the heat really well. Now again, stainless steel, always a win. One thing you want to watch out for is get stainless steels that are the second number 0, that's the nickel. And when even if you have some at home are like 1610, meaning 16% chromium, 10% nickel, that's what gives it the shine. You just don't want to take another stainless steel spoon and just really scrape on it, because you're knocking off nickel, both off the utensil if it's not a 16-0 or an 18-0, there's even 21-0, so that would be 21% chromium, 0% nickel. Nickel toxicity we found in heavy metal testing, it's a lot, and it usually comes from the dishes, and it's how you use the dishes, not even the types that you have. So when you can find a 16-0, an 18-0, or even a 21-0, that's the best solution. It's really hard to find silverware that way, but there's actually some good silverwares out there that are 16-0 or 18-0 as well. So you're getting rid of the 0 means 0 nickel. Another great teapot is, and we use this one, it is 100% ceramic, same company. I can't think of the name of the company right now, but these are available out there if you just search it out. Also, if you want to be the most non-toxic person in the world, dishes straight up glass. You don't have to worry about anything, but there's also dishes out there, white ones like this, that do not have lead, that are very clean, so just a plain ceramic dish. We don't get too fancy with that, but now a lot of if you're getting custom dishes made, a lot of the glazes and such are non-toxic today, so you just got to ask the person that's doing it and making sure there's no lead in all their dyes. So that, speaking of which, we have some glasses here that are ceramic, and these glasses are made by someone who does ceramic, and they don't use these are all natural minerals that color this. So nothing toxic about this at all, no lead. Again, these are non-toxic as well, they're just plain white. And then also we use the stainless steel for our children and for us. These are just stainless steel tumblers. Not sure if they're 16.0, but oh, they're 18.8, so that's a good one. So they're 18% chromium, 8 nickel. If you're just drinking out of that, it's not going to come off. It's when you're actively knocking on these things, scraping on them, that you'd be aggravating those particles off of the glasses. So drinking out of something like that is not a big deal. We got a lot more to cover here, but let's look at some of our other favorite products that are non-toxic. This is a Vitac Clay. We love it because it's non-toxic and it's clay versus some of the other slow cookers that are out there. Now, I've called some of those in the past, and a lot of them are lead and non-toxic, the ceramic ones. These ones 1,000% are. Everybody in the health industry, a lot of the health experts that you've probably watched in the past, they love this product. But if you don't know about it, now you do. This is a great non-toxic option, and it actually cooks the food really well. That's called Vitac Clay. And then the Instapot is getting a lot of popularity. This is a pressure cooker, and it's just a stainless steel pressure cooker, so there's no plastics or anything that touch this when you're cooking. So another good non-toxic option for a pressure cooker. And then I showed you the dishes. Let me show you glasses as well. Just keep it simple. Non-toxic home means non-toxic glasses for you and your family. Don't use plastic. It's really only an emergency we use that. And here's something we use for our children. They're not in there. Here, we use glass. Now, we have kids and we have to go with plastic tops. These are BPA free, and you can see they chew on these. So they are getting some toxins and chemicals in there. Even though it's BPA free, there's still some toxins. But there's a time and a place where we just make that compromise because we do so many other things right. But there are other options. They have, like the inserts inside of these are silicone, non-toxic. We use a lot of bamboo for our children. Natural plastic. We do use plastic for their bibs. Stainless steel here as well. And then the natural silicone tips from when our kids were babies. So these are all great options too. We use glass, and sometimes those break, but it's totally worth it if your kids are drinking out of plastic. Those things build up in their system and can be hormone mimics, estrogen mimics, and they're just not good and they're not healthy. So let's move on to some other fun things for a non-toxic home is plants. Now this one has a couple different common names that I know, a snake plant or a mother-in-law's tongue, and they're able to pull out all kinds of toxins, volatile organic compounds, formaldehyde, things like that. And so these are really good to have in your home. These are some of the ones that pull the most toxins that I'm going to show you. So this is mother-in-law's tongue or a snake plant. Very easy to take care of. All the plants that we have in our home are easy to take care of because we're busy. So these ones you don't have to water too often. They're pretty drought resistant. Same along with the Dracaena. Or a Madagascar dragon tree is a more common name for it. And this is a Dracaena. It has red in the name, like a red Dracaena, because there's little red edges on that. And this is the one that I've done research on that pulls the most toxins. So we love that. And then the other one that we use and love is a peace lily. So over here's a peace lily. The reason I like this is it also is easy to take care of. It needs water. It's not drought resistant like the Dracaena or the mother-in-law's tongue. But you can literally dump half of a thing of this thing of water and it'll just last forever. So you can water these things really heavy and let them sit for a couple weeks and they'll be fine. And if they start to droop, you just add some more water and they perk right back up. So that's some of the healthy home, non-toxic home tips in your kitchen. We talked about the kitchen, we talked about the plants. Now let's go move into the gymnasium. Here we are in my massive gymnasium. I don't know if you caught that, I said gymnasium, I meant my gym. Love my gym, work out in it 3 or 4 times a week, and it's a really good way to detoxify your body. We just went from the kitchen, we showed you some tricks to keep the sources of toxicity down. Now using exercise and some of the tricks and tips I'm going to show you here to help detoxify your body. So come on in, let's look at the gym here. One of the things I love about working out is it moves your lymphatic system around. So your lymphatic system is a detoxification pathway, and so is your skin. So when you're exercising, sweating, heating up, man, that really moves the toxins out. And I'm going to show you some strategies that I use to get my lymph going. One of them is just doing a trunk thump, I call it, where you go like this and you're hitting your lymphatic trunks on the side of your body. Anytime you can create that movement, especially squats, you're causing your lymphatic pump to start happening. If you're not moving, your lymph isn't moving. Hitting yourself, those things, that's what moves your lymph, and exercising and movement. So without movement, detoxification is impossible in your body because that lymphatic pump is so important. And sweating is obviously really important. And on that topic, one thing that I like to do, and I'll get back to show you what this is in a minute, but what I like to do is burst training. I like to do 1 minute on, 1 minute off on a Tabata bike like this, or a rower. This is a Concept 2 rower. Again, really great equipment. I have clients that come in here as well, so I'm able to get most anything that I want because it's part of what I do. But these are great. 1 minute on, 1 minute off, minute on, 30 seconds off. By the third or fourth set of something like that, man, you are breathing, labored breathing. That's good for your hormones. That's good for a lot of things, growth hormone, testosterone, but it's also good for lymphatic movement, detoxification, and heating your body up to your core temperature up really hot. And then you start sweating. Some of that sweat's coming out of your skin. Some of those toxins are coming out. When you don't have movement and you're not sweating, that's not happening. And especially in the wintertime where you can't get outside in the sun, man, getting in something like burst training, bringing your body up to temperature is really important. And what I like to do to tag onto that, after I'm exercising, another way you can burst train, just as another thing you can use, not just equipment, you can use just a set of kettlebells and do a bunch of these sets, like 20 of those, and then take a break, 1 minute on, 2 minutes off. Your heart rate's gonna go up, you're gonna start sweating. Using big muscle groups like this really tax your oxygen, really get you heated up and make a big difference. So what I do after I get heated up after a burst training is I'll jump into a sauna like this for 20 minutes, and I'm gonna take you downstairs and show you my far infrared sauna. Does the same thing. I like to get heated up and then heat myself up some more, dump some of that toxic fluid that's in my body, sweat it out through one of my biggest, largest detoxification organs that are my skin. And also what I do right after I would do a burst training set, before I would jump into my sauna here or my infrared sauna downstairs, I'll make sure I have some binders in my body. Because when you start creating that movement, you start exercising. Some people even get sick after exercising because they're moving toxins in their body. So I like to have binders like Cytodetox moving in my blood cells and gut, or taking a bunch of carbon right after I do the burst training or heavy workout and before I go into my sauna and to heat up a little bit more. So I have some catcher mitts, some things that'll bind toxins in my body. So that's one thing I like to do. And another great strategy also that's really good for energy and detoxification and hormones is after you're really heated up in a sauna, go out here and do an ice bath. And I just went down to the local market, I think it was Tractor and Supply, and just get this. You fill it up with water, throw some ice in it, and do ice baths after your workout. And you don't have to do it long term if you look at some of the biohackers out there that do that, but it's a great strategy for creating cellular energy, detoxification as well, because ATP is what your body needs to detoxify. So exercise, building muscle, increases your cellular energy, more cells that are producing energy so that you can detoxify. And on that note, this little thing over here is getjoov.com, GETJOOV.com. This is red light. What red light does, it has a wavelength of light that your cells use to make ATP. Your body needs ATP to detoxify. So one of my little biohacks is when I'm exercising, say I'm doing those dumbbell things or whatever I'm doing, stretching with my bands, any of the exercises that I'm doing it in front of this red light therapy at the wavelength that produces ATP. It also knocks down inflammation, creates cellular health, really important. I even do my yoga here in front of this. So as much as I can do in front of this red light, man, this is one of my favorite pieces of equipment. If you're gonna get one biohack, this is one of my favorites. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down into my office where I created a safe and healthy workspace, and we're gonna talk a little bit about EMF down there, and I'm gonna show you my infrared sauna. Let's go. All right, guys, here we are in my workspace where you're spending a lot of time. You wanna make sure it's a healthy workspace. So obviously I put some plants in here, like the mother-in-law's tongue, the snake plant. I have a peace lily over there, another one of those. So I just wanna create an environment that's appealing and also putting some good, healthy, non-toxic plants that eat toxins and produce oxygen. So before we get into the healthy workspace to create a healthy home, here is my far infrared sauna. Now this one has a really, really good one. I wouldn't buy them on Alibaba or anything like that, or even on Amazon. Buy them from reputable companies that have research that shows that they in fact have the wavelength and they're not producing a ton of EMF. So you pay for what you get when you get a far infrared sauna. Save up, don't cheap out and buy something off Alibaba or something that was bought and resold on Alibaba, and you could figure it out. So if you buy something on Amazon, usually you're just really reselling something from China that's full of toxins. So really important. This is non-toxic. The wood that they use, they have science behind it. This is a really good product. So like I said, upstairs we are working out. We've got the heat going. That's the Sunlight, and they're a great company. Robin loves them as well. So you worked out, you got heated up, you have different towels and things you can place down in here. Then you go inside of this thing and really cook it out. Now you gotta be careful, don't get lightheaded. This is a great way to detoxify your body, to knock that toxic load down in. But like I said, right after your workout, make sure you have something like Cyto Detox in your body. And then even also some carbon. Those are some of the things that have binders, so when you're stirring up some of the heavy metals and things through the lymphatic and through that workout and moving things around. And infrared detoxes your cell as well. So this is a detoxifying, body detoxifying procedure that you can use. So this is real detox here. That's real detox support right there. And then also, yes, they have yourtoxicscore.com. You can go there and look at your toxic levels as well. They set that quiz up for you. Here we're back at my workspace. Let's talk EMF here, guys. EMF is wicked, and I happen to have some of the meters. This is a Telemar's electromagnetic frequency meter. Love this thing. I have a couple different cell phones because I spend time on my phone. The stuff is toxic to my body. I really don't want to have that situation going on. Here's my white phone. These are 3 different type of EMF products right here. I used all 3 of these over the years. I like them all 3. I think they're all great. They knock down the EMF. They're not perfect, but they really do help with that. So I measured these, and they in fact do knock down some of the EMF that's produced through the Wi-Fi on these units, and then also through the cellular signal. But the best way to utilize a cell phone, and this is what I do, is I'll just call somebody sometimes on FaceTime or whatever, and just distances your friend with EMF. So this thing could be hot and killing me, and if I'm out here, I'm just not getting the exposure. So that's really important. Just put your cell phone down, use your speakerphone. So that's my best hack to keep the EMF down in your life. These things are nasty, guys. Make a difference. Don't put them in your pocket. Put them on airplane mode. That's a really good hack for you. The other thing is, I found that the wireless mouse? If you have 2 of them, it would be Meese, right? I've tested the wireless ones. They knock out more EMF, electromagnetic frequency, than my cell phone. I mean, they're just high numbers. So I went back to a wired one, and that's why everything I use is now wired. I don't have a wireless keyboard, it's plugged in. I don't have a wireless mouse, that's plugged in. Everything is wired. Now the three things I have here, this one is, I can't think of the name of this one. This is Defender Shield. This used to be Pong.
Safe Sleep.
This is Safe Sleep. What I like about Safe Sleep is just a little fancier, same EMF cage, Defender Shield, and then this used to be Pong. So these are 3 different ones just to get that information to you. And then the EMF meter that I have is a Telemar's if you want to be as anal as I do, but heck, I do this for a living, guys, so that's why I'm shooting this video, so you don't have to do all this research. And the other thing that I do is to help with EMF is I have a grounding mat. So this grounds my body. You can use your bare feet, and now that grounds me to the world. It grounds me to the ground, to the earth. So grounding is really important to negate EMF and frequency in your life, and plus it's just healthy to do. So love grounding. The last trick and tip I want to show you here is this moisture meter. I talked about in my interview. Man, you got to watch out for moisture in your walls where there might be water damage. If you have moisture in your walls, you have mold, and that's going to create a toxic home. So I highly recommend getting a moisture meter. These are inexpensive, and if you think you might have a leak somewhere, have a moisture meter so you can find out. Make sure that's one of the biggest hacks I can give you. Make sure you don't have water and water damage and mold in your home. They produce VOCs and worse mycotoxins, especially Stachybotrys, these black molds that can hurt you and really hurt your children. There's a ton of research on that, and just big healthy home hack for you there. And one other thing you got to look out for, and I have a couple of these, is getting rid of your dirty electricity. These green waves, these things can really pollute your kids, especially if they have a wall plug right next to their head. These put out what's called dirty electricity. Green wave stops that and creates a healthy workspace for you. So these are my healthy home hacks. I talked about the kitchen, how to detoxify in the gym, and how to create a nice workspace where you work and spend most of your time. Get rid of that EMF. Make sure you're detoxifying your body, creating movement and creating a healthy and happy life. Get outside, run around, and love your life. It's a great life. And thank you for watching this video. And pick 3 of the things that I told you today and get it done. Take your life to the next level. Create a healthy home and a healthy life. Bonus, guys, we just came out of where you spend 8 hours a day possibly working, so creating a healthy workspace, whether you're at home or you have an office. Guys, your bedroom, you're there 8, sometimes 10 hours a day with EMF on your cell phones like we are at night, watching movies or going through Facebook. So be careful with that when you're in your bedroom. But man, your air quality is so important. You're spending so much time here. That's why I put an air filter in every bedroom of my house. This is a great one called Aller Air. There's some other good ones I'm sure some other experts recommend. I like this one because it's made of steel. It has 30 pounds of carbon in it, and it's HEPA. So that's one product that I like to use. There's some other good ones out there as well. And heck, if you can, and if it's not too humid out, depending where you live, let some fresh air in. The solution to pollution is dilution, right? Especially if you have a newer home with lots of VOCs, a great way to knock them down. And I've measured this stuff in my homes. I've spent thousands of dollars having VOCs measured in other homes that I've had. Opening the door up when you can is a great solution to knock down toxins. We don't want to increase humidity above 50%. That grows mold. One of the last things I want to show you is a healthy light bulb. These Good Night light bulbs, we have these on both of our nightstands, and what they do is emit very low levels of blue light, so your body is now able to produce melatonin, start to get ready to go to sleep. And the furniture in your bedroom, really important. We use urban woods, and this is made of all non-toxic paint and natural woods and stains. So these are very non-toxic. When you bring them into your bedroom, you'd be breathing all these VOCs at night. You could put all the air filters and spend all the money you want on the best air filtration in your home. If you have a toxic formaldehyde or toxic stains in your room, that's just gonna make you sick and really affect your sleep cycle. So this lighting solution is called Lighting Science. It's called a Good Night, and that's a great product. We have both of those, and even our bed and our mattress are made with organic materials, because that's where we spend a lot of our time and energy, and it took us a while to get up to this point. You know, if you have an older off-gas mattress, that's fine, but we do this for a living, so we really need to be congruent with everything that we do. So we have all organic sheets and bedding materials, and even our mattress has an organic natural rubber latex. So guys, keep your bedroom safe. This is the bonus video. Crack your window, get an air filtration. These are inexpensive, help get a better night's sleep. That helps your body detox as well. And again, thank you for letting us be a part of this video.